What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Haley Cairo. I am a sports nutritionist and I am so glad to be sharing these back to school breakfast recipes with you guys. I've teamed up with one of my favorite companies, Pancakes, to share some make ahead and on the go recipes for you. But before we get started, I would love it if you click that subscribe button and turned on notifications and followed along on my Instagram because I post tons of recipes over there, plenty of tips and tricks for you guys to start or continue your healthy lifestyle no matter what age and wherever you are. You guys can also check down in the description box where my back to school series ebook is on sale. It features tons of kid-friendly approved recipes, dorm room friendly recipes. You're not going to want to miss this. It's healthy, it's convenient, quick, and easy. You guys can also subscribe to my newsletter for weekly giveaways, tips and tricks, and the weekly recipe. So without further ado, let's get into these back to school breakfasts. It's no secret that overnight oats has become a little bit of an internet phenomenon the past few years, and Pancakes has amazing flavors and varieties for even cold or hot oatmeal, like the oatmeal in the containers. You just add water or milk, stir it up, pop it in the microwave. It's super easy, and how good does caramel oatmeal sound? But today we're going to be making oatmeal unleashed maple and brown sugar. This is one of my favorite things to have during the summertime. It's really refreshing. I love the texture of it, and we're going to make it a little bit more protein packed and micronutrient dense today. So you're going to need a jar. You can also use Tupperware, it does not matter. Add your oatmeal packet. Now for your macros, you could be using 2 packets of oatmeal, but for me, I'm going with 1. A tablespoon of chia seeds, and then you're going to add in a cup of unsweetened almond milk. You can use cashew milk, water, whole milk, skim milk, soy milk, whatever you prefer. And then I'm going to use about 2 ounces of plain Greek yogurt. If you want more, if you want that really thick and creamy consistency, go ahead and have more. I'm also adding a half scoop of protein powder. Again, you can kind of change the ratios to fit your macros and whatever type of texture you want. Then you're going to just put this in the refrigerator overnight, and then the next day you're going to have a thick and creamy, delicious, seriously the flavor is so good, bowl of overnight oats. And then I like to top mine with sugar-free syrup and some mixed nuts. You could do a little extra granola, you can do some cinnamon, some fat-free whipped cream, you know what I'm saying? It's so good. Take this on the road with you because you have it in a jar with a lid, and you just need some silverware and you're good to go. And this is seriously so good. You can also add fresh fruit if you want. So the Pancakes brand has a ton of different options, but for this particular recipe, we're going to be using the gluten-free flapjack and baking mix. You don't have to make pancakes. You can make muffins, you can make bread, like whatever you want to do. But for today, we're using this for pancakes. I am doing 2 servings. It's a little bit more, I think it's like 106 grams if you're weighing it. We're adding 2 eggs and then water until you get the certain consistency. You can make these as thin or as thick if you want. If you wanted to do crepes, that's totally fine. Now I'm doing 2 batches of these because I like to have these in the freezer for on-the-go breakfast and snacks, because sometimes Kyle has like early morning shifts and he needs to have a healthy protein oh my goodness, cannot speak today. Protein packed breakfast. And you can freeze these. So you just need to make a large enough batch to where you're, getting plenty of pancakes. And like I said, I make mini pancakes because I like to make protein frosting, and I have a recipe for that. I will share it down below. And then you can have like protein packed pancakes with frosting, which is so good. Now, if you don't want to actually take the time to cook these in a pan or over a griddle, you can also spray nonstick spray in muffin tins and cook them right in the muffin tins, bake them, so you don't have to actually watch them. It's like a no fuss kind of situation. But I'm just going to make a bunch of these pancakes, and then I'm going to share with you guys how you can freeze them and make breakfast sandwiches out of them. Now this is kind of like my egg bites recipe, which I will share with you guys in a few minutes, but I'm taking 1 egg and 1 container of liquid egg whites, or 1 pint, and mixing that up and then adding in whatever kind of mix-ins you want. This is a little bit of fat-free cheese. I also have some diced up apple chicken sausage, and you're going to spray your mini muffin tin with nonstick spray and then make a thin egg, like pancake basically, in the muffin tin. You don't want to make these like full-size egg bites, so you're doing these really thin because this is going to go in the center of your pancake, so it's like tiny little pancake sandwiches. These are so good. I made these for Kyle last week, and he took them to work, and he just like loved them. So you can also add a little bit of maple syrup, and it tastes like a McGriddle. You're going to bake these for 8 to 10 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit. They came out perfect, and they really do come out nice and easy too if you do the pre-spray. And then look, you can just like make these cool little pancake sandwiches, really yummy. Like I said, you can add sugar-free maple syrup to them, and they taste like a McGriddle. You guys will love these. You can also make these and freeze them. They reheat pretty well too, and I think they're fun for kids because they're bite-sized. It's just a fun way to get all of your micros and macros. It's pretty nutrient dense, and it's a fun way to have breakfast. Now, these egg bites have become a meal prep staple in our household, and I'm going to share a tip with you guys. This is like, you're not going to hear this anywhere else. But before I get into that, you can also take some frozen hash browns, like the shredded hash browns. You can also use tater tots, and in a pre-sprayed baking muffin tin, you can just put a little layer of those, and since it's still frozen, you're going to put them in the oven for about 10 minutes at 350 and get them warmed up so that you can kind of mold them. You can just take a spoon and kind of press them into the bottom, or use your hands once they're done, and you get this nice little hash brown bottom. You don't have to do it this way. You can do it just with the eggs, but I wanted to show you guys this option if you do want to have some carbs. We've also made these with a pancake base, and it works great as well. You just need to make sure that you make the pancakes first, bake them for about 10 minutes before you add your liquid egg white mixture. You can definitely do this with just egg whites, but I do like the substantialness of having the yolk. So I did 2 whole eggs and 1 pint of liquid egg whites, and that makes about 12 good size egg bites. And then your mix-ins can be whatever you guys want. We've done fat-free mozzarella and turkey pepperoni, sausage, peppers, spinach. Today I'm going to be doing some fat-free mozzarella, chopped mushrooms, and some parsley. I also really like adding the Trader Joe's everything but the bagel seasoning, but here's the trick: baking soda. You need like a half teaspoon of baking soda. This makes them fluffy and airy, and it just gives them such a good texture, and it doesn't make them deflate when you take them out of the oven. It can be so disappointing when you have deflated egg muffins, trust me. So you're going to bake these for about 15-ish minutes on 350 as well. But make sure you spray them again if you are doing the hash brown thing, or they will stick to the sides. And since we're talking muffin-sized foods, one of my other favorite things is to just make like little bites, like the Entenmann little bites. And it's the same mixture with the Kodiak cakes that we did for the mini pancakes. And you can just make them however you want. We've got chocolate chips and blueberries, and it's like the perfect little pancake bites, or muffins, whatever you want to call them. But they're super simple. They freeze pretty well, and you guys can also make the protein cream cheese frosting. Like I said, that recipe is down below for you, and it is so good. We eat these so much, it's a little bit ridiculous. I think I have to buy like 4 packs of cream cheese every time Kyle's home because we make so many pancake muffins. This is a dorm room friendly mug cake, so you don't have to fuss with an oven. You just need a mug or a plastic travel friendly one. This is great because it ventilates and makes the cake nice and moist. I got mine on Amazon. Make sure you spray it with nonstick spray so that way nothing sticks, and you can use a half serving to a full serving of Kodiak cakes depending on the carbs if you want to keep it lower carb. And then we've got banana, Greek yogurt, chocolate chips, peanut butter, protein powder, and a little bit of baking powder. And you can make whatever flavors you want. You can do cocoa powder, you can add cinnamon. There's really no kind of like rules for this, but I'm gonna mash about 50 grams of banana into the mug cake, add in about 2 ounces of plain Greek yogurt, and this is kind of like banana bread in a mug. Then I'm adding a half serving of Kodiak cakes, a half scoop of protein powder, and you can also add vanilla and salt if you really want to be fancy, and then a half teaspoon of baking powder. Give it a good stir. Now remember, you can always add more liquid, but it's impossible to take liquid out, so I'm just going to start off with about 2 to 3 ounces of unsweetened almond milk, and that really did the trick. I didn't need any more. Make sure everything is super well combined before you microwave it, or you're going to get like weird air bubbles and pockets in your mug cake. This part is totally optional, but I like to add a little bit of peanut butter in the center, so that way when it microwaves you get like a peanut butter center, and the chocolate's like a little lava cake. And then you're going to microwave it for about a minute, and look, you've got this massive high protein low cal cake. Top it with whatever you want. We've got some chocolate chips and some extra banana slices. This is seriously so good for breakfast or dessert or a snack, and it's amazing and so easy to do. And there's so many different varieties. We can go with like blueberry, chocolate. You could do apples. That would be really good with like cinnamon. But I love this mug cake. It's so easy. You can try different Kodiak cake mixes with this too. Like if you want to try one of the muffins or the cookie mixes or the brownie mixes, that would be so good. Okay, so the cream cheese frosting recipe that I have been promising, this goes so quickly in our house. You're gonna need a block of sort of soft cream cheese. So I let mine sit out for about 10 minutes. This is 1/3 of the fat cream cheese, and I am losing my voice in this voiceover. I apologize. I personally like the 1/3 fat for this. It just works out well with our macros, and I think the fat-free can be a little hard to work with sometimes. Doesn't give it the right texture. You need a little bit of fat in there. And then you're gonna need a liquid. You can use almond milk, but I use 23 grams of liquid egg whites. And then typically I use confectioner stevia. I didn't have any, so I just used 15 to 20 grams of normal stevia, about a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then a little bit of Himalayan sea salt. You're going to want to use a mixer for this, because if you're just using a whisk or a fork, you're not going to get the right fluffiness. So I have a hand mixer, and I'm just going to add all of the ingredients one by one and really just like work with it, fluff it up, make sure it's fluffy. It's going to be a little hard at first, so I try to break up the cream cheese before I add any other ingredients and just try to make it a little softer. Then I'll add in the egg whites, mix it again, and then add in the stevia. Start like really slow with the stevia because you don't want the powder to go everywhere, and then you can add all the remaining ingredients and just mix it until it's nice and fluffy. The best way to track this, if you're someone who tracks their macros, is to make the entire batch and then put your bowl or container on your scale, tear the scale, and then pour all of the frosting into the bowl, and whatever you get for grams is what you will log the serving in MyFitnessPal. So let's just hypothetically say that it's 500 grams of frosting. So that way, every time you go to have some, you put the bowl with the frosting on your scale, tear it, and remove some frosting. So let's say you remove 30 grams, then you would log it as 30 grams of frosting, and that's just the easiest way to do it. And it's, you know, it allows you to kind of make fun foods and be able to track it. I love these Kodiak cake bear bites. They're like little graham crackers or little animal crackers. They're delicious, and they're the perfect combination to have with your protein frosting because it's like a Dunkaroo. You could really have fun with this. Add chocolate chips, add sprinkles, but it's just fun and a nice little snack, and I think kids would like it. I'm going to have all of these recipes down below for you, but also if you guys subscribe to my newsletter, they're going to be in a PDF form in the newest newsletter for you guys. So you can have them and add them to your recipe collection or add them supplemental to your ebooks. If you guys haven't downloaded any of my ebooks, I will also have links for that down below. There's tons of easy macro-friendly recipes. I also have a back to school ebook, which is great. It has dorm room approved recipes, kid approved recipes, and super easy meal prep tips for you guys. So I hope you guys liked seeing some of my back to school breakfast recipes. If you guys want more videos like this, tell me down in the comments what type of recipe videos you guys want to see. We could do back to school lunches, snacks, dinners, desserts, dorm room recipes, whatever you guys want. If you like these types of videos, give this a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications, and follow along on my Instagram where I post recipes all the time. If you guys are interested in purchasing some Kodiak cakes, I will have a list of some popular retailers down below, as well as their website where you guys can pick up all of the Kodiak cake goodies. But as always, I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you in the next video.